Once upon a time, in the secluded and enchanting village of Amani, nestled between dense forests and winding rivers, there lived a mysterious and beautiful girl named Obiora. Obiora was admired throughout the village for her striking beauty and kind heart. Her skin was like smooth, dark chocolate, her hair flowed like a waterfall of ebony, and her eyes sparkled with a kindness that touched the souls of everyone she met. But despite her beauty and grace, Obiora was an enigma. She moved with a grace that seemed almost otherworldly, and though many suitors sought her hand in marriage, she would gently decline with a soft smile, saying, "Thank you, but my heart is not ready." Every day, Obiora would arrive at the village market before dawn, bringing baskets filled with the freshest fruits and vegetables. Her produce was always the best, yet no one knew where she lived or how she managed to have such perfect goods. She was a beloved figure in the village, yet she kept her personal life a mystery. The villagers often whispered about her, wondering where she came from and where she went when the market closed. One day, a handsome and charismatic traveler named Kofi came to Amani. Kofi was a merchant who had traveled across many lands, bringing with him exotic goods and stories of distant places. When he saw Obiora at the market, he was immediately captivated by her beauty and grace. Approaching her with a warm smile, he introduced himself. "Hello, my name is Kofi. May I ask yours?" Obiora looked up, her eyes meeting his with a gentle smile. "I am Obiora," she replied, her voice soft yet melodic. Kofi found himself drawn to her, not just by her beauty, but by the mystery that surrounded her. Day after day, he returned to the market, eager to spend time with her. Their conversations flowed easily, and they quickly became friends. As the days passed, Kofi's feelings for Obiora deepened. He admired her calm demeanor, her kindness, and the way she seemed to carry a secret deep within her. One evening, as the market was closing, Kofi noticed it was getting late. Concerned for her safety, he offered to walk her home. "Obiora, it's getting dark. Let me walk you home." "It's not safe to go alone." "Kofi," Obiora said softly, sensing his fear, "you can go back if you're scared." Kofi, unable to shake off the eerie feeling, nodded and hurried back to the village, leaving Obiora to continue on her own. From that day on, Kofi never returned to the market, too afraid of the unknown that had brushed against him that night. What Kofi didn't know was that Obiora held a secret. She wasn't just an ordinary girl. She was born from the ancient magic of the forest beyond Amani. Her family, not of humankind, had the ability to take different forms: animals, plants, or even the wind. Obiora was the only one who could maintain a human form all the time, and while her family loved her, they were protective, warning her never to fall in love with a human. But when Kofi began visiting her, her family grew concerned. They decided to intervene, using their powers to scare him away, ensuring that their worlds remained separate. Obiora knew what they had done, and though she was sad, she understood. However, she couldn't continue living under her family's rules, bound by their fears. One day, Obiora made a brave decision. She ventured deep into the forest to bid farewell to her family. "I love you," she told them, her voice filled with emotion, "but I need to live my own life. I want to be free to make my own choices." Her parents, though saddened, understood her desire for independence. They warned her one last time, "Be careful, Obiora, the human world can be harsh." Obiora left the forest behind and fully embraced her life in Amani. She continued to sell her goods at the market, keeping her past a secret. The villagers only knew her as the beautiful, kind girl who always had the best produce, unaware of the magical world she came from. However, her departure from the forest did not go unnoticed. Her mother, heartbroken and angry, cast a curse upon her. "May you never find happiness with a human," she whispered to the vines. "May they always leave you in sorrow." Despite the curse, Obiora remained strong. She believed in her decision and continued her life in Amani, hoping to find love and acceptance, even as the shadows of the curse followed her. One day, a wealthy merchant named Duro came to the village. He was known for his charm and the exotic goods he brought from distant lands. When he first saw Obiora, he was struck by her beauty and grace. Over time, Duro and Obiora grew close, their conversations filled with laughter and warmth. Duro, enchanted by her, asked for her hand in marriage. Obiora, cautious because of her past, agreed to meet Duro's family first. When they arrived at Duro's home, his mother looked at Obiora with suspicion. She had heard whispers of a curse and felt a strange unease in Obiora's presence. After a long conversation, she told Duro, "This girl is beautiful, but there is something off about her. I do not trust her, you should not marry her." Duro, though deeply saddened, chose to listen to his mother. He explained to Obiora that he could not go against his family's wishes. Heartbroken, Obiora quietly returned to Amani, feeling the weight of the curse once more. Desperate to lift the curse, Obiora sought out the ancient spirit of the forest, Anansi. She made her way to the shrine deep within the forest, where the veil between worlds was thin. Kneeling before the altar, she pleaded, "Great Anansi, the curse placed upon me brings nothing but pain. Please, help me lift it so I can find peace." Anansi appeared before her, his presence both comforting and powerful. "I can lift this curse, Obiora," he said, "but you must promise to keep your heart pure. If anger consumes you, the curse will return stronger than before." Filled with hope, Obiora vowed to keep her heart pure. With a wave of Anansi's hand, the curse was lifted, and Obiora felt a lightness she had never known. She returned to Amani, determined to live a good life free from the shadows of her past. One day, while fetching water from the village stream, Obiora met a kind man named Chidi. He was gentle and understanding, his presence soothing the sadness in her heart. Over time, they grew close, and Chidi confessed his feelings for her. "Obiora, I care for you deeply and want to share my life with you." Obiora, touched by his sincerity but fearful of her past, hesitated. "Chidi," she began, "I have been through much." "Are you sure you want to be with me?" Chidi, without hesitation, nodded. "Yes, Obiora, let's face the future together." They planned their wedding, and for the first time in years, Obiora felt true hope. The village buzzed with excitement, eager to celebrate their union. On the day of the wedding, the square was filled with music and laughter as Obiora and Chidi exchanged vows. But as night fell, something strange began to happen. As they prepared to rest, Obiora felt a growing unease. Her body began to change, her legs fused together, her skin turned scaly, and within moments, she had transformed into a giant python. Chidi, overcome with shock and terror, ran from their home, shouting for help. The villagers, hearing his cries, gathered around their house, watching in horror as the giant python slithered out. The elders, seeking answers, called upon the village oracle. The oracle, after hearing Obiora's story, delivered a solemn judgment. "You sought to deceive her, Chidi," the oracle said. "But now you must live with her as your wife. This is your punishment." Chidi, devastated, accepted his fate, knowing he had no choice but to honor the oracle's decree. The villagers watched as Chidi and Obiora prepared to leave the village. It was a somber farewell, knowing they would face an uncertain future together. They walked towards the forest, where Obiora's family awaited. When they reached the forest, Obiora's family emerged, each member taking a different form. Chidi, filled with regret, asked for their forgiveness. Obiora's parents, seeing his sincerity, forgave him and accepted him into their world, warning him that life in the forest would not be easy. As time passed, Chidi learned to appreciate the beauty and peace of the forest. He became a part of Obiora's family, helping them and sharing in their lives. He accepted his fate and made the best of his new life, finding moments of joy and peace in the magical world he now called home. Obiora too found a sense of belonging and acceptance. She was with her family and had someone who chose to stay with her despite the challenges. Together, they found a new kind of happiness, different from what they had imagined, but fulfilling in its own way. And so, their story became a legend in Amani, a tale of love, betrayal, and redemption. It served as a reminder that true love and redemption come not from what we take, but from what we give. The villagers would tell their children the tale of Obiora and Chidi, a story of the heart's journey towards peace, even in the most unexpected places.